Hello, my name is Rizwan. I'm a project manager and IT solution architect for Microsoft 365 and various business IT solutions. Today, I'm going to introduce timesheet registration solution. This is kind of the solution that is ideal for any organization where employees work on hourly basis or on multiple projects, likes of IT consultancies, healthcare providers, freelancers, short and long-term contractors. For example, a simple practical interface for the registration of hours, where user can select a day from a given week, client, project, hours category, and then submit for approval. Also, a dashboard for the employee for all the submitted hours and their status across various projects, with the option to extract daily, weekly and monthly reports. We have two levels of approvals. The first is manager and the second is HR approval. And then at manager dashboard, where there are options to view submitted requests for a selected week from the entire team, with an option to filter on a specific employee, a specific date, week or month. Also, options to approve a single entry or multiple assignments at one go. This is the login interface. Here, employee, manager, and admin can log in. Basically, right now, I'm going to log in as an employee, make some entries and review some features. So I click here. I land on the following interface. Here we can see we have no entries as such, and it says employee dashboard, name of the employee and the department. Also, if I go back in date, I can see we don't have any records as such. So I click plus sign. So now here we can see that today's date got selected, employee information, employees manager information. I can select the client, let's say the following client and the following project and following category of hours. We can give description if you'd like to, but here I would go ahead and click standard 4 hours, works toward that specific project for the following client on the given date. I click add. Also, if it was 8 hours day, I would like to make another entry, so I'll pick up the following another client and project, and I'll pick, let's say, relevant hours category, and then I'll make another entry. So now we have submitted the time registration information for the given date. Let's say if I try to make entries in the future, the system will restrict me because it's a time registration application for the employees where they are allowed to make entries in the past but not in the future. So I'll go back in date, let's say Tuesday. The date switched back, and here I make some other random entries for testing out the features, some description, and here I would add another and submit for approval. Once I'll submit for approval, the request will go to the manager of the employee and it will appear in their dashboard. So now I'll click submit. Also, I would like to see if I had submitted for this one. So I'd also like to submit this so that it information flows toward the manager. So if I submit here as well. So first thing, I would like to see what are the entries made by myself. Like I can see that on 24th I have some records and I have some record on 25th. So they are in review status. So now we'll navigate to the manager interface for this employee. So if I log in here as a manager, straight away at manager dashboard, I can see that this particular employee submitted 2 records. I mean, it can be submitted from all team, and we can then filter basically on the name of the employee who had been submitting, or we can see complete overview. Right now I'm using one browser in a demo environment, so we have only one use case for an employee. So here we have option for the manager to accept either a particular entry after review. Also, if there are several employees, let's say 40 to 50, who have made several uh, entries are registered the time, we have the option to do multiple approve and reject. So upon click, we land on the following interface where we have the option to review and approve in one go. So I can see that on that particular date for the following client and projects, those were the hours registered, and for this particular date from the following client and projects, those were the hours registered. So if it is okay for me, I can approve. If I reject, the information flow will go back to the dashboard of employee where they can adjust or do the necessary. But here in this case, I will approve. So this is the manager dashboard. We have two level approval. If it is approved here, it will navigate to the administrator interface. So I'll approve here, and I will open up the interface for the manager. So here I at the admin dashboard. I'm logged in as an admin. I can see the two records which were approved by the manager, submitted by the following employee on those specific dates. If you would like to see the project and client details, I can go in, click on the date, and the following information will appear. So here I will reject this scenario and give comment. So I reject it with the comment. For the other record registered by the employee, I would say approve. So now we see that at admin dashboard, we approve one entry and rejected one. So now we go back to the employee interface and give it a refresh. Perhaps we can see that this time registered was rejected by the admin, and that one was approved. So here we can see the experience of employee, manager, and administrator is pretty smooth, and that was one of the main reasons why that was being adopted, and this application had the huge success because of its information flow. All right, so now we will also look into the Power App Studio, how it is designed and structured, and also some of the SharePoint lists which are connected with the fields. So now I'm at Power Apps Studio. Here we have the landing login screen, the landing page. Pretty basic really, some images, and also we have employee dashboard which contains a table, some filters, lookups connected with the SharePoint in the back, and also this child table which is working as a dashboard. It's basically, in terms of codes, it's a low code application. Those are one can say the formula filters and display time records based on selected criteria by the user. For example, if it is selected, the date range selected in the drop downs, the client, project, and hours category. It also combines related like client and name and project into a single column and clears out the dashboard view. So those are basically filter and combining project name and clients and displaying them in a more clear fashion. Apart from that, we have approvals in this application, like multi-approval. If we look at it, for example, here we have the option to perform multi-approval or for all the time sheet registered. So if we look into it, basically again, it's pretty simple. It loops through selected time sheets and update their status to manager approved and admin approved based on the sign-in user. Also, then it shows the confirmation of the approval action. So basically that's it. So we have simple screens, which includes home, employee, manager, and multi approval reject screens. And as we saw in terms of code, it's a pretty low code application, but it's more about how the information flow and what is the user interface. And what I mentioned in the start, that worked out pretty well. So now we will have a look at SharePoint Online list and the site which is connected with this SharePoint Online, because the database behind this Power App is SharePoint Online. So let's look into it. So basically, this is the SharePoint Online site which is connected with the Power App. Here we have the home landing page. So we stored all the clients in a simple list and then mapped the projects with those clients. So yeah, so we have a project list and a client list where they are mapped to each other, and then we have another list where all the data is maintained, which is entered by the users while registration of time. So here we have clients, project name, hours categories, they get stored in each line item, and the number of hours. Yeah, so SharePoint Online list work as a database for that Power App.